Welcome back to Arcanum. Last time, we went through the monkey gauntlet on this island, or isthmus off an island. I don't know. Is it technically? It's not technically an isthmus because it's like it's like a second island with a little bridge between it. Anyway, let's talk to this elf wizard.
What do you want of me? I did not choose to live on this island for its ambience. I chose it so I wouldn't have to entertain fools. Leave me be.
You see an elf in a worn, tattered robe. He seems a bit annoyed at your presence. He waves you off. Calm down. I'm not here to bother you. I'm looking for a grave.
That is quite the fool's journey just to find someone's dead body. I'm afraid to ask. But whose grave would you be looking for?
Why are you afraid to ask?
I'm afraid to ask, because I know the answer. There's only one reason any fool would risk his life to come here, and that is to search for the great Nasruddin.
Doesn't sound as if you hold him in high regard.
The great Nasruddin is nothing but a thorn in my side all these many years.
You seem fairly bitter towards the old chap.
What? How dare you, old man? Do you have any idea who you're talking about? Nasruddin was the wisest
Virgil.
and most benevolent elf in the history of Arcanum.
Virgil, stop.
He saved us all.
Virgil.
And that includes you. So I recommend you keep your
Virgil.
comments to yourself.
Chill the fuck out. You're about to get served.
Oh? And you think you know about Nasruddin, young man? Who are you to tell me about that old worthless elf?
Worthless? Why, I ought to... No, I'm not going to sink to your level, old man. Nasruddin would have had more patience with men of your kind, and so will I. I don't have to defend him.
Oh, of course you don't have to defend him, young man. The old elf was completely incorrigible. There's no defense whatsoever for individuals of such low character as he. You've chosen well not to waste your words on the likes of Nasruddin.
You're testing my patience, old man. Another bad word about Nasruddin, and it might just be the last one you say on both feet. Do we understand one another?
Virgil, you're an idiot.
Your robes. They remind me of someone I once met many years ago. I can't remember the young man's name, but he was part of some religion. The Panari, I think it was called. Are you also of the Panari, young man?
Yes, I am of the Panari. I am Virgil, a new acolyte, but strong in my beliefs. Who are you?
You call yourself one of the defenders, and you don't know who I am?
You fucked up, Virgil. You fucked up.
Oh my. Master, please forgive me. I didn't know. I mean, I thought you had been reborn. Greetings, great Nasruddin.
I'm not saying this line because it's not accurate to how I would react. Jeremiah figured this out.
I would say in all my glory, but I'm afraid I haven't any left.
But you're Nasruddin. You saved the world from Aranax.
No. I delivered the world to Aranax. I put in place the system that he felt was his for the taking. I even imparted my elven arrogance to him. I must bear full responsibility for his actions.
Bit dramatic, don't you think? Aranax's actions were his own.
You do not understand. He was my son. I taught him everything.
Okay.
Only to see him be carried away by his youthful temper. I should have seen it. There must have been a way to stop him before it came to what it did.
I've heard all the legends. Can you tell me what really happened?
It started in the Age of Legends. I was young, headstrong. I thought I could take on the world, and I did. I fought the good fight to protect the lesser races, as I arrogantly called them, from the chaos that raged everywhere. Dragons, demons, evil sorcerers, I fought them all and won. And this all before even the days of the Elven Council.
How did the Elven Council come about?
I gathered a group of idealistic mages together, and we created an Elven Council for the good of all. We really believed that. For a time, I suppose it was even true. I really believe things began to change when we discovered a way to banish things from this plane of existence.
Why?
It was the ultimate weapon. Once something was banished from this plane of existence, it could never return. With ultimate power comes ultimate responsibility, and ultimate corruption. We were quick to use it on new and ever more terrible threats. The Bane of Kree, Krakatur, Gorgoth, Kurgan.
So how did Aranax fit into all this?
Sometime during all this heroic carnage, my son came of age. I quickly ushered him into the council, amidst some of the others' protest about his young age and inexperience. And then it all came crashing down upon me. Look, are you certain you really want to hear all this self-pitying drivel?
Of course. So what did Aranax actually do that was so terrible?
He had taken it upon himself to keep the balance, as he termed it. He believed that being a member of the council validated any course of action he chose to pursue. This meant attacking anything he saw as a threat, such as a city that had begun building advanced technological devices. Vendegroth, it was called. He warned them to cease their destructive behavior and destroyed one of their factories to underscore his point. Justifiably afraid for their very lives, they swiftly constructed a device that could destroy even the most powerful wizard. He responded by calling on forces that few of us had ever seen, and wiping not just the city, but the whole province of Vendegroth from the face of Arcanum with one blow. He felt himself betrayed when the council condemned his actions. He showed no remorse. In his arrogance, he was sure he would be vindicated. I cast the deciding vote to banish my own son. If I must die, I will be the last, he screamed as he hurled the spell that brought an end to the council, the Age of Legends, and my will to live. It was a harsh dawn that morning on the plains of Brodgar, and it was there in the shadow of the Black Spire that our armies met in the most terrible battle that Arcanum has ever seen.
I get that it's a limit of their engine and their resources, but like,
as the sun set, only 4 of us were
the
still alive
one-on-ones
to
is kinda
witness the
goofy.
destruction we had brought to pass. I found Aranax among the corpses of our decimated armies, and it was there that I condemned my own son to the void.
They've even got hair and cloth physics going on, which is more than I expected. This is actually shockingly well rendered under the circumstances. Even if it's kind of ugly.
In the end, it was only through our combined might that Aranax was subdued, and I watched my own son fall into the horror of the void. But such was the fury and power unleashed by this conflict that the very fabric of reality was torn asunder. With our remaining energy, we were able to seal the rift with powerful wards, and the Ring of Brodgar still stands today as a monument to my son's destructive pride and my own unforgivable failure. When I regained consciousness, I was on the shore of Thanatos. I'd regained just enough energy to seal myself in a regenerative shell. I remained that way for 1,000 years. No one had ever stayed in a shell for anywhere near that amount of time. Somehow, my magical hibernation extended my life much beyond that of even the most powerful elven mages.
Nazardin the snail. Why have you hidden yourself here for 1,000 years?
The world out there is not mine. It only serves to remind me of my failure. Everyone I knew, everything I held dear is gone. I myself should have died long ago. Besides, I do not fancy being worshipped as a god.
I know the feeling. The Panari think I am your reincarnation.
I pity you, then. I received a taste of their hero worship from Mannix, and I can tell you I didn't like the taste.
Hold on there.
Oops, whoop.
Do you two realize exactly what you're talking about
Didn't
here?
mean to skip ahead.
Perhaps this is an interesting philosophical debate for you two, but we're talking about the foundations of the Panari religion here.
Virgil, I don't think now's the time.
I mean, if you're not dead, that means you're not his reincarnation. Where the bloody hell does that leave the rest of us? Are any of the prophecies true? Have all of us Panari just been running around half-cocked for the last 2,000 years?
Not even half-cocked, man. If you've been paying any attention to the storyline as it has gone on thus far, we've basically undone the, underpinnings of your religion even before meeting your god. And, just in a general sense, it just, never mind.
Easy, young Virgil. I know how all of this must make you feel, and I apologize for making light of your beliefs. Unfortunately, I don't have the answers you're seeking.
I mean no disrespect, Nasruddin, but if you don't have any idea as to what's going on here, then you'll forgive me if I'm having a few doubts concerning the validity of my newfound religion.
Dude, that's the point. That's literally what he's been explicitly saying. Have your freak out on your own. Don't get mad at everyone else when everybody else has been saying this the whole time.
Good, Virgil. If there is one thing in life that one must learn, it is to question everything. In the end, I'm sure you will have the answers that you seek. And whether or not this is all the fulfillment of a prophecy or just random chance, does it change the gravity of our situation? Would you do anything differently if you knew one way or the other?
I'm glad I brought Virgil with me on this quest. I am curious if I had brought Raven or the other elf, the elf mage, what they might potentially have to say about this.
No, I wouldn't. And I will see this until the end, regardless of the reasons behind it. Thank you, Nasruddin. At the very least, your wisdom warrants a religious movement, even if its followers tend to be a bit soft in the head.
No. No, you've missed the point again. I'm touched. Listen, Nasruddin. Tell him about Aranax.
I feel as if I've been waiting to hear those words since I awoke those many years ago. I had hoped it would never come to this. Why, Aranax? Why can't you see the folly of the path you've chosen? What are you going to do about this situation?
These are two reactions to have, neither of them the one I expected from the game. What am I going to do? He's your son. What are you going to do?
I fear there is nothing I can do. I am old, tired. I do not believe I could stand up against my son now, even if I could find the heart to try.
How is it that he's still so powerful after all this time?
We do not know what life in the void is like, if it can be even called life. Who knows what sources of power could be found on the other side?
There must be some way to stop him.
I can think of only one possible strategy to defeat him now. You must retrieve the Vendigroth device that was meant to destroy him.
Are we going to Megaton? Is it a nuke? It's a nuke, isn't it? The Vendigroth device? You said Vendigroth was destroyed.
And so it was, above ground. There are many catacombs and tunnels lying beneath the surface. Some of the members attempted to retrieve it to use against Aranax, but they never returned. We were forced to battle him without it, and you know the consequence of that.
That's an interest. You can just walk away? What? That can't be real. It's gotta hook you back in. What does the device do?
Extremely powerful mages have the ability to regenerate themselves whenever they are badly hurt, as I did. If one is powerful enough to hurt a master sorcerer gravely, the mage will retreat into his regenerative shell and emerge stronger than ever. The device is the only way known to disrupt the regenerating shield.
And disrupting the field kills the mage within?
Quite so. The technology of the device is designed to disrupt the field in such a way as to cause the shell to drain the life force instead of regenerating it. Quite gruesome to contemplate, actually. Further, it is said that one who is killed in this manner is forever separated from this world, with no chance of being returned magically or otherwise.
I mean, we're getting a little too far into the nitty-gritty. I mean, I kind of feel like this would be a reasonable place to just let the MacGuffin be a MacGuffin. How can I find this device?
You must search the ruins of Vendigroth in the wastes where the city once lay.
Why don't you retrieve the device?
I must conserve what little remains of my energy to banish you to the void once you have retrieved the device.
Excuse me?
The banishment spell is rarely performed by a single mage. Its power requirement is so great.
Hold a moment. You're going to banish me?
Certainly. If we were to wait for Aranax to breach the wards, I fear the loss of life would be immeasurable.
Where can I find the ruins?
I do not know exactly. Those days are long past, and with them a better part of my memory, I'm afraid. All I know is that at one point Vendigroth and its settlements spread out over that whole area, now known as the Wastes. There was a bridge leading into the Vendigroth province. Here.
Interesting. Well, I'm off to Vendigroth, then. Really? That's just the end of the discussion.
Where is the device? Have you retrieved it?
I have not had the opportunity to retrieve the device as of yet.
Why are you delaying? It is of the utmost importance that we stop Aranax before he returns.
You're correct. I have to do this. It's required.
Where is the device? Why are you delaying? It is of the utmost importance that we stop Aranax before he returns.
I've decided it would be more amusing to kill you instead.
Your very existence is a mistake I shall rectify.
What? Did he just banish us? Holy shit. Well, that was even more sudden than the end of that discussion. I sort of don't want to explore this because I feel like it might be spoilery, but... Somehow Virgil isn't mad at me for attacking his god. Hold on. Can we even kill him? I feel like that would be too much.
Hey! I don't understand why we're attacking so... Hey! I don't understand why... Hey!
Nasruddin's dead. And it's loading. So we get banished automatically. Is there actually a way? Is this just a plateau full of enemies? I'm also out of ammo, it appears. I saw that I only had 36 left before, and... Huh. These guys are pretty tough, actually. Good job picking up that... Huh. So we picked up that hexed thing I dropped, the hexed helmet. Okay, we're not gonna actually do this. What a curious... What an unceremonious way to, like, send you to what I can only presume is basically the end of the game. Boy, well, that would be goofy if that was if that was literally just a shortcut to the end of the game and functionally nothing changed. Like if Aranax is there and you can still defeat him in some manner. Weird. Okay. Well, maybe one day I'll come back to save number 527 and retry, see how that goes. What a weird excursion, though. Okay, next time on Arcanum, I guess we're off to Vendigroth? Maybe? I guess we'll find out.